Hello, I'm Bernie Shung, Life Spark with Bernie Shung LLC at bernieshung.com. Today is Monday, August 1st, 2011, and this is episode 31 of Get a Life Spark. All right, folks, we're going to get right into the topic of discussion, and we're going to talk about stimulating creativity when creativity has been thwarted. We're going to talk about why that happens to begin with, which I'm sure you already know. We're going to talk about what are some things that I've been able to do to help me, and hopefully that can help empower you to think of some ways that you can stimulate creativity back in your life and work. And then lastly, some 4 key things that you can walk away from today's discussion to really take into your life, incorporate it, and then learn to use that to stimulate more creativity for you. All right, so here goes. So first of all, why does this happen to begin with? Well, I can tell you why in my own specific situation, which resembles a lot of the reasons why people that I work with have also experienced a very similar thing. It's because we get so caught up doing all the things that we do that we end up losing the fun and the excitement and even the time and energy to really embrace and enjoy what it is that we do like doing. And then, I've talked about it in past discussions. We've talked about how passion gets sucked out of what we do. And as a result, we end up feeling like things become a chore to us. And when things become a chore to us, we're not as excited about it. And when we're not excited, creativity is very hard to stimulate when we're feeling not our best, when we're feeling worn out. And so let me give you some things that I do to help me to stimulate creativity. Number one, if I want to feel my best and I want to put myself back in a state of inspiration and motivation, what do? Well, I surround myself with people or things that inspire and motivate me. Duh. I mean, that's obviously common sense, but it needs to be said. And so some of the things that I do, obviously, are to listen to inspirational talks, watch inspirational things, surround myself with inspirational things. More specifically, TED Talks, which is ted.com/talks, is a great website to go to. Free information on speeches that were given by people, whether they're business owners, whether they're CEOs, whether they are, some expert in some field, whether they're an author, whatever the profession is, they come and they talk about a specific topic that they're asked to talk about. And to give the speech within 20 minutes or less, and to really help the attendees walk away with something that inspired or motivated them or gave them some tips and tools to apply to their life and move forward. We're talking about creativity here. I can specifically think about the TED Talk by Elizabeth Gilbert, the author of Eat, Pray, Love. She talks about how creativity is nurtured in a world of creatives. And I love her story. I mean, so definitely go to that one. You'd love that one if you haven't been to TED Talks yet. But even if you have, TED Talks has an amazing arsenal of information in there. Like I said, it's free. And how can you not be inspired by people talking about things that can really help you in your life, in your work? And it's really, getting to the root of the issue. And that is just having more passion and excitement for the things that you do in life. And the things that make you excited to wake up every day and to do and to think about. And so I would say surround yourself with inspirational people, inspirational things. That's something I do. Another thing I do as well is I get myself up to date on what's going on around me. Some might do it through watching TV or reading a magazine or a newspaper. I do it through reading blogs. I follow specific blogs. For one, chrisbrogan.com. He has amazing information about social media, about being in the human business, engaging with people and connecting with your audience, messaging, having the right messaging so that you can market to the right people if you're a business owner or if you're somebody obviously in a position like marketing or sales. And I've really learned that as I'm good at what I'm good at and I'm not where I'm not. And so I'm seeking out the information and knowledge from others who are good at what they're good at. And I let them be good at what they do. And I read about the information that they're willing to share for me and to me so that I can get better at it. And when I'm reading this information that I don't even know exists and that I have no idea what to expect as I'm reading it, again, that stimulates creativity for me because now I'm inspired to try different things and learn a little bit more about how I can apply some of these things I learned into my own life based on what I've read in these blogs. And so it has a lot to do too, not only with surrounding yourself with inspiring people and things, but then also to educate and inform yourself of things that can help you. And once you acquire that information, then you apply it, because what you didn't know before, but now that you know it, let's put it to use. Let's use it, let's work it. And hopefully that can help you to become more creative when you naturally weren't before, especially in those specific areas that I spoke of. Another thing too is music. I love music, and who doesn't? It's a universal language, as we all know. And so sometimes, you find yourself needing some stillness and no noise, and sometimes you need to have a little bit of background music to help, kind of pump you up. If you need some pump up music, I listen to Eminem. I'm a rapper at heart. Just kidding. But I listen to Eminem or, Black Eyed Peas or something like that to really get, the energy juices flowing, because there's something about that beat. There's something about the music that really pumps me up and makes me feel energetic and ready to go and, tackle on the world. But at the same time, sometimes I just need some peaceful music to balance me, because maybe I am a little, too wound up today. And so I might put on Jason Mraz or Adele or Sarah Brightman and listen to some music that calms me down a little bit and brings me some peace, allows me to reflect a little bit more. But you'd be surprised, or maybe not, at how much music has an impact on the way we work, the way we think, the way we feel, and then impacting how creative we're able to be, right? Another thing too is, I talked about stillness. I use stillness when I do this. I have a big flip chart with a marker, and I use this when I go and do my workshops from city to city. And what I did was recently, this is the first time I ever did this, I threw my flip chart on my bed, threw the marker down next to it. Was in stillness. I didn't let myself look at the laptop. I didn't look at my phone. I didn't listen to music. I forced myself to stand there, stare at that flip chart, and just let the thoughts come to mind. And whatever thoughts that came to mind, I jumped on the bed. I started writing it frantically as the ideas came out of my hand. Because what I needed to do was put myself in a situation where I needed a fresh set of new eyes. And I needed to allow my brain to say to my eyes and to my hand, here are some things you can do. And the only question I asked myself as I was going through this ideation process was, what do I want people to know about Bernie, the brand? Why Bernie Shung, the brand? Was the question I asked. And I wrote that on the top of the paper. And from that, boom, just all of these different ideas came out of my head, into my fingertips, out through the marker and all of the paper. And I have sheets and sheets of paper all over the ground. Literally, because I have so much information that I was able to generate, because the ideas and the creativity was stimulated by me allowing myself to keep my eyes open, as if I've never, as if I never knew who Bernie was before, and as if I never, went through this process before. It's starting over, as if I was a brand new employee just hired for the job on the first day. So you might find something like this works for you. Maybe use a sketch pad instead. Maybe use, just 8.5 by 11 sheets, a whiteboard even. But there's something to be said about, being able to write on a piece of paper. Don't type it, because, typing on a computer, though it's fast, sometimes again, the creativity might be thwarted because of the medium you're using. And then, join groups where you can collaborate. I have a few. I collaborate on a member forum called Kitchen Table Companies. It's a small business advisory board. I go on there every day, several times a day, and we bounce questions and challenges and comments back and forth to each other about how we can help each other with our business issues that we're having, and lending our insight where we have some information we can give. Maybe we've been there before and we can offer some solutions. Also, there's a mastermind group that I'm a part of too, and my coach started it, and we together, lots of different types of coaches and consultants, we get together and we talk about one topic at a time. So last time we were talking about marketing, and we were brainstorming on ideas on what are your steps for marketing yourself, and how do you do it, and let's specifically talk about what you do. And that way we're able to give each other more information that might help us, because again, when you're on your lone island as a solo entrepreneur like me, or a small business owner, and you don't really have a lot of time you don't make a lot of time actually to collaborate with others, sometimes you miss out on the opportunity to really learn some things from other people who can really teach you a lot, things that you don't already know. You know, we only know what we know. We only have the capacity to know what we know, and the only things that we learn are things that we read about, that we watch, somewhere, or that somebody tells us. So if we're not surrounding ourselves with people and things that can help us to gain more insight and gain more information and improve in certain areas, where they're giving us resources that we lack and we're giving them resources they lack, then you kind of, stunting your own growth by doing that, So I would really honestly urge you to consider some of these things. And again, not everything that I did can work for you, or it might. Everybody's different. So I'd say try one or two that you think sounds like something that'd be right up your alley. But I'm going to close by giving you these final four key things I really want you to consider, though, as you're thinking about stimulating creativity in your life. As I said in all of the examples I gave you, number one is to surround yourself with people. People who have something to offer you that you already have, people who have something to offer you that you don't already have, people who are willing to offer you support and resources in whatever area you need or want. Number two, and this one should have been first, but it's fine, it's up there, is to give back, give your knowledge, give your experience, give your expertise back to others as well. Because when you are giving of yourself and you're being a resource, it's just amazing the reciprocal feeling that you get when people are so willing to help you and provide you with resources that you didn't even know you needed and eventually wanted one day. So honestly, give of yourself to, in whatever way, shape, or form, whether it's free advice, whether it's pro bono work, whether it's volunteering, whatever medium you choose. I'm telling you, it's such an amazing feeling to be able to share your craft with the world. Thirdly, as you are collaborating with people, you also want to consider thinking about, maybe does this mean we partner on a project? Does this mean that, we barter for services? Does this mean that, I volunteer to do something for you and, you volunteer to do something for me, or we become advocates of each other? But be strategic in your collaboration with people and find out ways you can creatively come together and create something together as a team or as a group. So it's taking the, surrounding yourself with people to the next level. And when you find a group of people who, really have shared minds and hearts like you, and very shared visions and missions, and you feel it's a good step after weighing all the pros and cons of it, I would definitely say take the collaboration further and think about creative ways you both can help each other's businesses. I've been able to do this very, very well within my own profession, and I absolutely love it, and the people who work with me love it as well. And we've got lifelong friendships as a result with some of the people I've been able to do this with. So definitely take collaboration to the next level if you can and if you want to. And then lastly, and also very importantly, open your mind and your heart to things, to possibilities, to options, to ideas. Don't stop at the point where you're second guessing yourself at the first initial thought. Let yourself think your thoughts, no matter how dumb they sound. Allow yourself to get into your brainstorming mode. Allow yourself to throw it out there, as unrealistic, as unattainable, or impossible as it sounds. Please just throw it out there. And allow yourself to then consider ways you can get closer to, achieving some of those ideas and seeing your creativity manifest into something, or not. Because there are some times it might not work. But if you don't even allow yourself to have that ideation process occur, and you don't allow yourself to at least test it and see if it works, then you won't know whether it'll fail or succeed. So I implore you to consider allowing the creative juices to flow, allow the ideation process to occur, and then, if it passes through the funnel, obviously, then you try some of these things out. And if it doesn't, hey, you at least know you tried. But I would have to say, sometimes the greatest regret is when you don't try something at all. You always wondered what if, right? So those are the four key things I really wanted to leave you with after our discussion today, and I really hope that will help you to stimulate some of the creativity back in your life. Your situation is a big deal, But know that, there are people like us, like me, here with you, going through the same challenges. And we've got the tools, we've got some great solutions here that can potentially help you. So definitely try it. And if not, you always have great support around you, as well as even within here, within my website at bernieshung.com, previous posts that I have, and also always being able to leave a comment. And I'd be happy to be your sounding board. I'd be happy to be somebody who can really help you to gain further clarity about some of the things that you might be questioning as well, and how to get closer to being more creative or finding greater passion or more meaning in your life. But again, know that we've all been here before, and we've got the resources and tools to get through this, and so we'll get through this together. All right, so thank you for chiming in. I look forward to seeing you next week. Hopefully this rain goes away, at least where I'm at. And please make it a great week. Happy August. Summer's almost over, but we got so much time ahead to keep doing what we love doing, so please keep it up. All right, with that, I will see you next week on Monday. Take care. Make it great.